Brushflies, welcome back to my channel Brushfly MUA. If you're new here, hi, my name is Mercedes. I'm the face behind Brushfly MUA, and if you are new, please remember to hit that subscribe button because at 100 subscribers I will be doing a giveaway, and if you're not new, hi, welcome back, make sure you're subscribed. So, I have no makeup on. I look scary as hell. I'm sorry for everyone that has tuned in and this appears on your screen. But I have some makeup to test out today. I am expecting someone to knock on the door very shortly, so if I do run away from the camera and it seems a bit disjointed where I have legged it, I am sorry. But obviously my husband can't get up to run to the door to go answer it, so I have to. But it's my nan, so it's fine. So yeah, I have some lovely makeup to play with today. Or at least I hope it's lovely. So, again, bit of housekeeping. My ring light is still broken. I haven't gone out to get a new one because I might have spent my monthly makeup budget on makeup instead of a ring light. I usually set myself about 20, 25, 30 pounds budget each month, you know. It's a hobby, it keeps me sane, so I try not to spend too much because of like bills and children and husband and getting him to the different appointments and stuff. But I have spent my monthly budget, so I cannot afford to get a ring light this month. But I will get one, but I'm hoping the natural light is bright enough that you can see me, you can see what I'm going to be getting up to. Yeah, so we will just play it by ear and see how the natural lighting goes. Okay, so the makeup I have today to test out is some amazing bits from Honest Beauty, which is Jessica Alba's beauty brand. She doesn't just cater for beauty though, there is nappies, skincare, and quite a few other things. I think she wants to create a brand where you can buy a lot and it be like natural and honest. So I have been intrigued by this brand for quite some time. I'm finally jumping on the bandwagon and testing it out. And it has been around for quite some time, but there's not many videos on it. I was typing in when I bought this stuff to see what this sort of stuff was all about. Couldn't really find many videos. I found one with Tati where Jessica Alba actually went onto her channel and discussed her products. There was a couple of others by other YouTubers that I haven't watched their channels before, but you know, they're actually really good videos. If I can remember the one I watched, I can't remember her name, I will link it down below. But other than that, there's not really much out there. But I am excited to try these, so I'm going to dive straight in and give these a go. So I've just got my headband on to get my hair out of the way, so I look great and glamorous. So all I have done is I've put a bit of serum on and I've just left that for 10 minutes to settle into my skin. Okay, so I'm back. My nan knocked on the door, bless her, and then I had to go hunt for my moisturiser, which my eldest had stolen. That's the thing, as they get older they want to be more like mummy and steal mummy's makeup. So I'm just going to do my same normal routine, because where I have a primer from Honest Beauty to try, I thought I would just do my same normal makeup-y routine. And then normally I go in with some eye cream. This is a Balance Me one. I think I'm nearly out of this, to be honest. Like, it's a nice eye cream and you don't need a lot, but I end up squirting out quite a bit because the packaging is quite hard. So when you press down on it, a lot more comes out than what you expect because you push harder. But it's an okay eye cream. And like I probably say in every video, I apply it to my smile lines and my frown lines to try and plump them back out. Okay, so I have this primer. It is a matte primer. Now, I don't normally use a matte primer I'm much more of a dewy makeup girl, but I bought all this from TK Maxx, and I completely forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video. So yeah, I bought all this from TK Maxx, and I spent, it was around about £25-ish. I think it was like £25.99 or £25.79, something like that. And I added all of this up from their website as to how much it would be if I'd bought it from Honest, and it came to £98. So I saved so much money buying this in TK Maxx. The only downside is with buying it from TK Maxx is you can't try before you buy. A lot of people put fingers in stuff, so you have to be careful what you buy, but also you can't buy like your preferred shade. And if you can hear banging, it's either my neighbour or my husband, not sure. So I need to try this, but I love shopping at TK Maxx. Still sealed, which is always a plus from TK Maxx. But yeah, like I was saying, I do love shopping from TK Maxx and buying makeup. You do have to be careful what you buy and make sure it's not been poked and prodded and fingered and that's gross, but that kind of thing, because a lot of people, they will open stuff, they put their fingers in it, you don't know if they're clean. Oxygen's getting to it, bacteria is going to spread, so you do have to be careful. So like with this, it was fully sealed, so I'm happy. Okay, so that is the primer. I'm not sure if it has a scent yet, so it kind of has like a buttermilk colour to it. I think it's my husband banging with the wood carving. So like I have my makeup hobby, he can't get out and about, so he has his wood carving hobby, which is safe for him because he's sitting down. We did have an incident a few months ago before he had his operation where he was holding one of the knives, one of the carving knives, and he stood up and he sort of slipped or tripped and he stabbed himself in the leg. So that was interesting because I'm not very good with blood. And I was the one that was trying to patch him back up, and in the end I took him to A&E because yeah, I couldn't do it. So yeah, he's very accident prone, so he can sit down and do this hobby. If it's a standing up hobby, we have no chance because he can't stand up long enough, but a sitting down one, and actually he does carve some really cool stuff. If I have any pictures, I'll put them on the screen. But he absolutely loves it, and it keeps him out of mischief, so, and stops him from going mad, because obviously where he used to be such an outdoorsy person, you know, doing this means he's got hobby indoors he can do whenever, and just keeps his mind occupied. So the primer is on. It feels okay. It feels quite smooth. It does have like a slight smell, but it's not like perfumed, it's kind of like raw ingredient smell. It's not horrendous, not horrible, feels okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and use my Bare Minerals foundation, which is the one I've been testing out recently and I absolutely love it. And I know it works well with the rest of my makeup routine, so I've just changed the primer, so it should work. But we'll see how well the primer really does work. So if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I do like to chat, so my videos don't tend to be on the short side unless I'm doing a tag video or something that's short. They do tend to be quite long. So I'm just using my damp sponge just to blend the foundation in over top of the primer. I really don't know how, like, oopsie, like other makeup YouTubers like Tati and just other ones make their videos look so glamorous. Like, I always watch my videos back when I'm filming and like editing, and I'm like, why? They look so perfect even when they have no makeup on. And I take mine off and I apply it and I'm like, I look great. But even like during this stage, like applying it, like other YouTubers just make it look so glamorous, like I can do this and it's good and I look good, and I do it and I just feel like I look crazy. I mean, so far so good. My foundation seems to be sitting okay. So I'm now going to go ahead with my concealer, which was my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Again, a product from my normal routine. Okay, so I would definitely say like the finish is definitely a lot more mattified than it would normally be, although it's not completely matte. Like, I can still see a bit of shine on my skin. Obviously I think that is from the finish from the foundation and the concealer. I do have like other powders and stuff to put on, so I will have to wait and see how it all looks at the end, but so far I think it looks okay. So the next item I have, I'm going to use now before I do my other steps in my routine, because it is like a cream blush. So this is in the shade Plum Berry. Now I have swatched this, so that's my fingerprint you will see in here, and it looks really dark in the pan, but when I swatched it, it depends on how much you put on and how hard you put it on. Like, if you're quite rough with it, you can really see it, but actually if you put it on quite gentle and just gently sort of buff it out, it doesn't look too horrendous. Obviously normally I would have gone for like a lighter blush shade, but being TK Maxx and only having a certain amount of products, this was the only blush they had, so yeah. Definitely going to give this a try. I do have to say, like, I really like the packaging of these products. Like, I like the white sleekness to it. I like the sort of peachy little accents to it. It looks honest. It looks sophisticated, but it doesn't look like too much has gone into it. You know, like some brands where they put so much into it, you just think, well, how much else do you put into your other products? Like, how many chemicals and ingredients go into this? So the fact that it's honest and it looks almost plain but sophisticated plain, I like that. It does have a little mirror inside as well. So now, if you've watched my Tati Beauty video, you know that I have been using this blush. It was in my chopping block video. I wasn't like 100% impressed with that originally, but I actually quite liked it this time round, and I used the Tati Beautiful Baby Blenderful to blend it out. So I'm like, maybe I like the way the Baby Blenderful blends out cream blush, so I'm going to do the same technique today. I am going to swatch that on my hand, so you can see how red toned that is. It is a nice sort of berry shade. Could it be too much for me? Maybe. Like I said, just go in gently. Okay, so I've sort of blended it out. I have got other products to, you know, put on top, like powders, so that probably will dampen down a little bit and not be as in your face. Plus I think this time of year, because it's like cooler months, it's autumn, winter, you can sort of get away with a darker blush, because where you're outside in the cold, your skin will naturally blush anyway in the cold and you will look a bit more flushed. So I think I'm telling this to myself to make me believe it, that I can get away with a darker blush. I actually quite like the texture of this. It's, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like a rich cream, if that makes any sense. Like, it's not cream where it's got like I don't know how to describe it, like an under base where it might have like a, I don't know, like this one is there, but it's like a different sort of texture. It's creamy, but there's like something underneath, maybe a bit more gel cream, if that makes any sense. I'm probably not making any sense, but so far I do like it. I'm going to do the rest of my base makeup and maybe tone it down a little bit. So I'm going to go in with my usual bronzer, which is my number 7 bronzer. And then I'm going to use some of this Mermaid Glow from Model Co. It's in my chopping board or chopping block series at the moment, so I thought I was going to add it in today and see if I like it. Then I know whether I can declutter it or not. So it is just a rainbow highlight, but I find this one tends to come out quite grey when they're all mixed together. I mean, you can obviously get stuff like that from Honest Beauty, but I literally found a handful of products at my local TK Maxx, so it's not as if I had tons to try. But yeah, Project Pan powder. Yeah, see, I think the blush has actually settled down quite well now I've done the rest of my base. So I'm just going to grab some brow gel. This is just my Makeup Obsession one. I hope I'm in the right place because I'm not using my mirror. I'm just looking at the mirror that's behind my camera and just praying that I got the brow gel on my brows and not like randomly on my forehead. Okay. Now just a bit of setting spray. It's just my I Heart Revolution Cranberry. So I'm now going to go ahead and use my Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer as my eye primer. I was so happy about my nails today as well. I really like them today. They are from the Pound Shop. They are just glue-on false nails. I can't remember the brand, but I found them in the Pound Shop, which I was totally amazed about. They're so good. Okay, so I've put my concealer on my eyes and I'm going to leave it to sort of set for a few minutes while we have a look at the Honest Beauty eyeshadow palette. Now I don't know if they do any other eyeshadow palettes in the range, but this one was the one that I found at TK Maxx, and I have to say I do really like the colour story. So I think it's a real nice sort of neutral palette. Like, some of the shades do have like a little pop of purple. I feel like this shimmer shade looks quite purpley, and even this one looks quite mauve. So I think it looks really, really pretty. I like the fact that you have a black shade and a white shade, so you can deepen up the eye look or pastel it out if you really want to. But I really like the look of this colour story. I don't know how this palette works, I don't know what the formula's like, so I need to try it out before I give like a honest opinion. But the packaging as well is really nice. It is cardboard, it has a nice mirror. So yeah, it's a bit different to the blush packaging. Like this is plastic, this is cardboard. So I guess the only thing left to do is swatch it and test it out. Okay, so this is the palette swatched. It does actually swatch really nicely. It is very neutral. I do have to say that the metallic shades, or the shimmer shades, were not as soft and silky as I thought they were going to be. They were actually quite hard in the pan, but they did actually swatch quite nicely. They don't have any shade names, or not that I'm aware of. Well, tell a lie, they do. It's on the back, which I always find really irritating, because I look at it and I'm like, well, what way round is it? But I'm going to go with the fact that the bottom two are the bigger ones, and that one is magnetic ink and that one is vanilled velvet. So I'm going to say obviously the whiter shade is vanilled velvet and that one is the ink shade. So the shade names are soft bronze, iced cotton, matte plum, strobed champagne, gilded mauve, sunlit copper, burnt mocha, chromed petal, vanilled velvet and magnetic ink. But I'm not going to be looking at the back of the palette, so I'm just going to point to which one I'm going to be using, because I mean there's room in the palette. They could have printed the names in the palette, so you know that is a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. So I'm just going to scooch forward a little bit, just so hopefully you can see what I'm doing with my eyeshadow a bit better. I want to go in with this shade, like the mauvey shade. I really like the look of that one. So it's a nice soft matte, so it does have some kickback in the pan, which I'm not mad about as long as it works. I don't think I can sit like that. Okay, so that is a very pigmented mauve shade. I do really like that. I've lost my cloth. I really like that shade. I think it's really pretty. So I'm just going to take some of this shade here on the same brush, and I think it's slightly metallic-y. Yeah, it is. And just okay, so that actually picks up on the brush really nicely. It's not like an in-your-face shade, but it is a nice sort of pinky, I don't know which one it is. Maybe it is iced cotton, but it seems really pretty. I don't know why I'm trying to do like a cat eye thing, because that doesn't normally suit my eye. But I haven't played with makeup for a few days, so I'm guessing I just need to be a bit creative. Okay, so the first two shades I really like. Now I'm a bit confused onto what to use on like the inner section of my lid. Because there are some very dark shades in here, and then there's this really nice sort of shimmery bronze, and then you have like I want to call it, like, in the pan it looks almost like shimmery purple, but on the arm it's swatched more black with some speckles of shimmer in. So I don't know whether it would actually look good on the eye. I might have to play around with this palette a few more times to get to know it. But I don't know today whether I want to put black on my eye, so I might go for the bronze shade. I will play around with this palette again and I will let you know, or I'll take a picture of different looks I come up with. Maybe not in this video, but for like future videos. So I'm going to go in with this bronze shade. I'm going to try it with a brush first. If not, I use my finger. But it is very hard. Like in the pan, it just feels really hard. So see, I don't know if I like that. Look what I've come up with. I think I'm liking it a bit more now. I think maybe not necessarily had hard pan, but it was quite hard to get into, whereas now I've sort of smushed it with my finger. Now I can put the brush in and grab it, so maybe it's just where it's been sitting a while, because obviously if it's in TK Maxx it's been there, or it's been around for a while. Okay, I'm now going to go back in with like this shade here as inner corner highlight. And then I'm going to grab this brush, go back in with that mauvey shade, go under my lash line. Okay, so this is the finished eye look. It's okay, it's different. I'm not sure how I feel about this palette. I think the mattes are really, really good. The metallic shimmer shades are okay. That one is beautiful. I really love this shade. But this shade, it took a little work to get it going, but I do kind of like the look I have created. It's not my favourite, but it's an okay look. I definitely need to play with the other shades in this palette. I need to do some eyeliner and mascara and then really think about how I feel. There's only a tiny bit of fallout, like you don't really get much fallout from this palette, which is good. That's a plus. I think I need to go and do my other bits and then sort of have a think about it and then see how I feel. Okay, so I have some mascara and some eyeliner on, I do feel a bit better about the look now. I feel with lashes or mascara or eyeliner, those sorts of things always marry an eye look together, and you can truly see how you like it. And I have to say, I like it better. I like it better with the mascara and the liner on. I think this is actually quite a good palette, but it's one of those palettes that you will have to get to know. You can't just dive in and use it like you could say like a Revolution palette. For me, Revolution, I know I can buy 9 times out of 10. I can buy one, dip my brush in, create an eye look, and it's nice and easy. The pigmentation is there, they're blendable, they're buildable, yada yada yada. This one I definitely think is more of a, you have to get to know it. You have to get to know it, you have to make friends with it. You have to get it to show you how it wants to work. If you're not willing to do that, or that's too much fuss, then I don't think this palette is for you. But if you like a bit of a challenge, or you want something that's a bit more cleaner, a bit more clean beauty, honest, then you know, you could use this, but be warned, it's going to take a bit of work. I definitely think you shouldn't be a beginner using this. I definitely think you have to have more intermediate to advanced makeup skills to use this, just because there might be a hint of struggle. The shades are very, very pigmented, like especially the mauve shade that I used, that was really pigmented. It went on really nicely, it built up well, it blended nicely with the shimmer shade that I paired on the brow bone. The other shimmer shade took a little bit of work, and I've noticed a few of the shades in this palette, they are quite hard pressed, so I think they will all be nicely pigmented, but a bit of hard work. So I'm definitely going to take this away, play with it a bit more, see what other looks I can come up with. I have been known to do 1 week, 1 palette reviews, but looking at this, I don't know if I could create a handful of looks from this. I mean, I might actually try. I might try and use it for the next week if I can, and then maybe I'll come back with a 1 week, 1 palette review. I'm not sure. I'll wait and see. So I like the palette. It's not my favourite palette. It's okay. It's just hard work, and it gets grubby easy as well. So yeah, there's that. So if you play with a little makeup like me, it's gonna get very messy, like me. Okay, so the next 2 products I have are both for lips. So I have a Honest Beauty lip crayon in the shade Chestnut, and then I have an Honest Beauty liquid lip in the shade Fearless. So I'm going to try both. I'm going to go for the lip crayon first, just because it's a sheerer formula. Where did I put the packaging? So I did actually keep all the packaging from when I bought this the other day. So yeah, the lip crayon packaging, it does say sheer on the box. So it does tell you that it's not a very fully pigmented formula. Right off the bat, it does tell you it's a sheer formula. I did swatch this on my hand the other day, and I thought it looked quite like a balm or a lip gloss kind of effect. So I'm going to go through all the prices in a minute and tell you what they should have been and what I paid. But I'm going to go ahead and swatch this one and try this one. I'm not very good at swatching like back to front. So yeah, this doesn't really have much colour to it. I think it just looks like a nice lip gloss. I'm just going to grab the blush so I can use the mirror. Okay, I mean, it is actually quite nice. It does have a slight tint to it, obviously. I don't think it does too much, It's actually quite a nice, subtly pretty lip shade. It has that shine to it. I actually quite like that. It's quite a thick formula, so it does actually feel quite Vaseline-y. To me it feels like I've put Vaseline on my lips, which is probably not the most comfortable formula, but I imagine it's quite nourishing on the lips. So if you're having like a dry lip day and you want to get some moisture back in, this one would probably be okay. So the next one is this sort of pinky berry lip shade. So it is a liquid lip. Has a nice doe foot applicator. When I swatched this on my hand the other day, it does dry down, but it takes a while to dry down and it stays sort of tacky for a while. And I remember watching Tati's video with Jessica Alba in it, and she said you can sort of use it as a blush if you really want to. So, you know, you can sort of mix and match the makeup, which I actually quite like. So I'm going to test this one out. Okay, so not the neatest application. I do actually really like the shade. It's quite a nice vampy berry shade with quite a pink undertone to it. I do really like it. It does, like I've said, I think it does dry down, because when I did it on my hand it did dry down, but it stays quite movable and tacky for a while. I do remember that, so you know, be warned with your teeth. Speaking of teeth, I have a horror story of a thing to say. Yeah, completely diverged. So at the weekend I was at work, I was on my break, and I was standing there with my friends Claire and Ellie, and I decided to be a pig. I bought myself a pack of Jaffa cakes to eat, and I shoved a whole Jaffa cake in my mouth thinking I was being funny, and then I bit my lip bar so flipping hard I thought I broke my teeth. Like, honest to God, I ran to the bathroom thinking I had no teeth. So moral of the story, don't be a pig. But yeah, I mean, it was a really fun weekend shift, other than the fact that I nearly broke my teeth. So don't shove whole Jaffa cakes in your mouth, and don't be pigs. So back to the lipstick. I do really like this. It's drying down a bit more now, still a bit tacky, and you know, it must have been at least a minute or two since I applied it. So yeah, I do really like this shade. The only thing I will comment on, it doesn't have a scent, and it smells a bit like raw ingredients. So like all the raw ingredients that would have been used to make this, that is what it smells like. So it's not exactly the nicest smell, but it's just like a lipstick smell, if that makes any sense at all. So yeah, nice shade, I do like it. I'm going to quickly tell you, I know this has been a long video, but my videos lately have been really long, so I'm really sorry. So I'm just going to quickly tell you like the RRP price. So for the eyeshadow palette, the RRP for this was £25. I paid £9.99, which I think is a right bargain. The matte primer is also RRP £25, and I paid £6. Amazing. The cream blush, it doesn't show you an RRP on the sticker, but I'm pretty sure on the website it was like between £14 to £16. I paid £5. Then the lip crayon, this was £16 down to £3. And the liquid lip was £16 down to $4.99. So yeah, I mean, what are my final thoughts on the Honest Beauty makeup? Well, I guess I am impressed. I mean, the primer so far seems to have held up. my skin, I feel, doesn't actually look that mattified. Like, I can still see like dewiness around here and in my T-zone area, so I don't think it has mattified my skin. So actually for me that is a good thing. It means this is a primer I can definitely wear. So yeah, it's definitely one I could definitely wear. Because of that, I definitely prefer, how many times am I going to say definitely? I really do prefer a more dewy primer and look to my skin, because I have really dry skin. Stuff that's too matte just looks like really cakey and weird on me, so I do like this and I am going to continue using it. I have my number 7 airbrush away one, which I will finish up first, then I'll probably move on to this one. So I do like the primer. The blush, I actually really like this. Yes, it is a tad too dark for my skin tone, but actually when it blends out, I feel it sits really, really nicely. It looks like winter time. Like, it just has like a winter tone for me, you know, like the candles you can get that are like cinnamon spiced or something, or spiced apple. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this, so I think I will enjoy this over winter. Might not be a shade I'll wear during the summer months, but I do like this and I like the packaging. The lipsticks, I really like the liquid lip so far. Obviously I will have to wear it to see how I fully feel about it, but first impressions, I really like this. I like the shade, I like how it sits on the lip, it's a nice colour. The crayon is nice. It's just like a slightly tinted balm. I think it could be very moisturising. It is quite heavy, but like I said, I feel it could be very nourishing for the lip, so I do like both of those. And lastly is this, the eyeshadow palette. So it's not the worst I've tried, it's not the best I've tried, it's an okay formula, hard to work with. Definitely one I need to get to know, and I think you guys would need to get to know to be able to use it to its full potential. I like the colour story. It's a nice neutral story. You can create a nice neutral eye look. Might be good for like brides and weddings and, you know, that sort of eye look that you're going for. Obviously I always go a bit too over the top with eyeshadow, so this might not be your average bridal look, but I quite like the look I've come up with now. I definitely think it's one I've got to get used to though, so I am going to have a play around with this a little bit more, but I do like it, but it's not my favourite. So there we go, that is the Honest Beauty makeup line by Jessica Alba. Sorry this video has been so long, but I take my time and I like to talk, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Remember to hit that subscribe button. And have you guys tried any of the Honest Beauty line? If you have, let me know. What are your thoughts and opinions? What have you got? What did you like? What did you not like? So yeah, I had fun doing this video, and I guess I will see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye.